Hi there. Welcome to Have It All. I am your host and the creator, Anna K. Morris, and I'm thrilled that you're here because if you are here, it means that you're interested in having it all, or maybe you're curious about what I and my guests have to say about having it all. Can we? Do we know what it is that we want? And once we get it, are we wise enough to know that we have it? And are we worthy enough to hold on to it? That's what we'll be exploring on the podcast. I'm so happy you're here, and let's get started. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Have It All podcast. I'm your host, Anna K. Morris, and I'm really excited to do a quick mini episode today before the next interview that I have with my good friend Tracey Countryman, because I think that so many things in the interview came up that I wanted to just expand upon a little bit. And this leans in a little bit into coaching. So if you're like, oh, not interested in a coaching podcast, then turn it off. And if you're digging it, then turn it up and save it. So here's the deal. You know, Tracey and I have known each other in a few different places in our life. And I think this is really important because it's something that I think it's easy to lose sight of and to kind of dismiss things and think that because the timing isn't right now means that the timing isn't right ever. Okay, so let me explain that, right? Tracey and I met through my dear friend Linda, who will be on the podcast, I'm sure soon now, calling it into the universe. And at the time, I remember I was going through a lot of changes, leaving a corporate career, leaving a relationship, eventually leaving New York, and really just kind of like a metamorphosis, right? Figuring out who I was separate from my career, who I was separate from my relationship, who I was separate from where I was living, you know, everything that I knew, my whole identity. I was really in the process of dismantling. And around this time is when I met Tracey, who is my next podcast guest. And it was with a group of girls. Everybody was really lovely. And also really, my recollection is, and Tracey may have a different one, but I think this is correct. Everybody was really invested in their careers and kind of climbing the corporate ladder at the time. At the same time when I was leaving mine, saying like, no, actually, this isn't for me. This doesn't feel like a fit. So you can see already that group didn't feel like the connection that I then found later with Tracey. Okay, so that's that. So we kind of know each other. The seed has been planted. Fast forward a few years later, I don't remember who was living in Houston first. And Tracey would probably say it's her. I think it might have been. But I leave New York to meet the man of my dreams. Guys, like this, I didn't have a plan for this really, other than like I had a dream that it happened. So I felt like it was going to happen. If you're interested in working on that, feel free to message me. It's exactly what I coach. But I wanted to meet the man of my dreams, get a dog, and a backyard with twinkle lights. In any of those orders, didn't really care. So I moved myself to Austin, Texas. And a month later, went out with my future husband, Derek. Joke's on me. I'd grown up with him my whole life. He lived in Houston. So now I'm moving to Houston. So I moved to Houston the next month because, as one does, you know, meets the love of her life and then doesn't even date him, just moves in with him. That's what I did. And then reconnected with Tracey. I think we went to a dinner or two. I don't remember exactly. And I remember that dinner having the same kind of feeling of like, oh, I really, really, really like her. And I can see how we would be close. And I also know that it's not right now. She was single in Houston, you know, again, very successful in her career, kind of going through, the corporate experience. I was teaching yoga. I was doing pop-up DJ happy hours on rooftops and really kind of leaning into my full entrepreneurial side, and also newly in a relationship with a dog, with this perfect little house. And I can remember going to a really fancy dinner and thinking like, oh, that was really fun. And like, I don't want to do that. Like, I want to be eating takeout on the sofa with my new man, because I just lived in New York for 12 years and there weren't any restaurants I wanted to go to. Like, I'd already done really that chapter and I wasn't really that interested. So again, it didn't quite line up. So here we go. Next iteration of the Anna and Tracey show. Tracey is moving to England, and I happened to see this on social media. I remember it was around the holidays, right? Maybe, what is that? 2016, I think, 2015 into 2016. Fast forward a few months later, Derek, gets asked to move to Yorkshire, England for his job. And so we do. So we moved there in April. And I'm like, I just remembered in the back of my head, oh, Tracey Countryman is living in England. She's in Bath, but I think she might be in London. I'm not quite sure exactly, but it's England. And here we are, like, now this is the third place surely this is now meant to be. And that's really what I felt. And I remember getting an invitation to a housewarming party she was having. Now, we lived 3 or 4 hours on a train ride north in the northern part of England. And I remember telling Derek, so we got invited to Tracey's housewarming party and I'd really like to go. So just wanted you to know that. And he was like, let me get this straight. You've now lived in 2 places with her. You have not been close friends. And now you want us to spend, always the pragmatic one in the relationship, not always, but he mostly is. Now you want to spend £1,000 by the time we get the train and the hotel and like everything lined up. You want to spend £1,000 to go to a housewarming party for a woman that you are not friends with, Anna. Kind of a reality check, right? And I was like, yes, that is correct. And I feel like now's the time, right? Like, I feel like we're both in this foreign country creating new, not identities, but like new lives for ourselves. I really have always liked her and it hasn't quite matched up, but I feel like now is the time. We're about to go on a trip around the world. She has traveled around the world. KG will be there, who traveled around the world with her. This would be a great thing that we all have in common, and it could really help to encourage us, inspire us, help them remember a great time together. Like, I just feel like this is the time. And I even have chills describing this, because it's so important to listen to that little voice inside of you that may not make any sense, but I promise you, if you listen to it, it always works out. And sure enough, we go to the party and we didn't really feel like we fit. I knew some of the girls there from New York. Joe, I'm looking at you. Met some great new people. Sarah, I'm looking at you. And it was not until the end of the party. We love to clean up after a party. I know that doesn't make any sense, but that's how we met our best friends, Jenna and Jonathan. We had a party one night in Houston and they cleaned up our entire house for us at the end of the night. We didn't know it. We just came in the kitchen and like everything was done. And we've never really forgotten that. So if you invite us to a party and we really, really like you, and we want you to be friends with you forever, you will often find us cleaning your kitchen. And this is something that we've done since. And, when you don't really feel like you fit at a party, I don't know about you, but like, I'll usually find myself doing a job. I'll be like, I'll help with the chairs, or I'll help with the glasses or whatever. Like, if you give me a job, then I don't feel quite so weird or out of place, right? So I think we kind of started cleaning up in that space. And Derek was like, everyone's leaving. Like, they probably just want to be here and hanging out together, like all just the good friends. And I was like, yeah, but this is the best part of the party. This is the after party. Not the like late wasted, not when I say after party, I mean a specific like after a house party, right? When it's like less people, deeper conversation, more meaningful. that's my jam. That's my favorite place to be in a party is afterwards. And so sure enough, that happened, turns into like late night pizza, as it will always with two women that lived in New York. If we can find pizza, we will find pizza. And then it turned into this really beautiful friendship and something that I really needed living so far from home. I can remember coming down, and visiting her in London for the weekend or even during the week with my dog, being off leash, getting in all kinds of trouble in, I think, the Queen's Lake and Buckingham Palace and things like that, but I digress. It then turned into this relationship that has meant so much to me, and it's looked different than what I thought. Like it was also with my husband, and like we have then gotten to know her husband Joe and knew him, I think maybe the second night, or maybe like in the very, very early stages of them dating, gone to their wedding in Greece, and now, just came back from a 50th birthday party at a castle in Somerset, England, which I highly recommend. If you get an invitation, go. Or if you want to plan something like this, go. And if you need tips, message me and I will connect you with Tracey. Because what Tracey knows, and I adore this about her, is that, and she says it in the interview, so you'll hear it again, I am everyone I have ever met. And it's just this really beautiful saying. And I'm so grateful that I listened to that little voice, and that the friendship became what it's become because of that listening, right? So really the coaching, the takeaway from this is to trust the timing. Not everything needs to come to fruition right away. If you connect with somebody or something, or it could even be a hobby, just file it away, right? Have a dinner with that person, and if it's not quite lined up, just like file it away for later. If it's meant for you, it will be. And that's what I really want you to be listening for in your own life, because when you can operate from a place of ease and relaxation, it's just nice. It just feels better than like stress and worry and anxiety. But also, I think that when we are in a place of calm and relaxed, that's really where we are trusting the flow of life. And it's where the flow of life can really meet us, right? So I hope that resonates with you. I hope that it makes you think about maybe something in your life that you have maybe forgotten about or been resisting. I'm going to be back with a couple more solo episodes of some things that I have been resisting. I will be ready to share, but I am not ready for that yet, so stay tuned. And in the meantime, enjoy this next interview with my friend Tracey Countryman. I think I didn't quite explain, no, I did. I explained it in the interview, just that, she had this gorgeous, English manor house birthday party where she gathered all of her friends together. So one last thing, if something like that is on your heart, do it. I know that Tracey says this in the interview, but truly make those memories. We just don't know where life is going to take us. And so invest in the people that you care about, right? I'm everyone I have ever met. I love you, and I will see you in the next episode. Thanks for listening. You can find me at annakmorris.com. The Journal Your Guts Out course, I have changed because guess what? I do not like launching programs. So you are able to purchase it anytime you want, and you will always get weekly access to me live coaching with you on Tuesdays. So feel free to sign up for Journal Your Guts Out. It's only a 6-week course, and I'm going to teach you a lot of these things that I'm doing in the coaching videos, but I'll teach you how to do it to yourself. I love you. Bye. Thank you so much for being here. It is an honor and a privilege to have this conversation with you. As we expand in the world, what is it that we want? Do we believe that we can have it all? I hope this episode gave you some insights and some things to think about, and most importantly, some actions to go and take in your own life. If one of those actions is reaching out to me, I'm so thrilled and honored. You can always find me on my website, annakmorris.com, and you can always send me an email, hello@annakmorris.com. DM, texting, if you have my number, any of that is great too, and I would love to be in touch with you and help you have it all. I love you, and thank you so much for being here.